Okay, so we'll be talking about a nucleotide today, but not nucleotides in general. The exam question was students will talk about a named nucleotide. So the full question was present a structural representation of a named nucleotide, okay, and explain any three functions of that named nucleotide you actually spoke about. So for me, I actually chose what ATP. That's the word adenosine triphosphate. Because for any reason, if somebody asks you to talk about a nucleotide, this is the one that they'll be expecting you to talk about, right? So first of all, let's use this image to illustrate what a nucleotide is. A nucleotide is a compound that is contained about what with a phosphate group. The phosphate group could be one, could be two, could be many, right? It's composed of a nitrogenous base. It's composed of a what? Pentose sugar to be specific. All right. So if they say you should talk about a name nucleotide, you won't talk about nucleotides generally. You pick one. So also you are picking what? Adenosine triphosphate. You go have adenosine monophosphate. You go have adenosine is it ADP, right? Diphosphate, okay? So we'll talk about adenosine diphosphate. So adenosine diphosphate is actually what? This cellular powerhouse, okay? So here they say that structurally represent it. So you just draw the structure. So this is what you draw. You see that it is having what? Adenine as a nitrogenous base. So if they say a named thing now, you basically not say nitrogenous base. You name the nitrogenous base, right? Then the sugar is actually what? A ribose sugar. All right, then phosphate group are three. That's why they say triphosphate. Okay, so adenine triphosphate is quite simple. So everybody should learn how to draw it. Okay, then moving to the next one now, which is what the functions of that named nucleotide I spoke about. So adenosine triphosphate is ATP. ATP, everybody is what conversant with ATP. ATP is what the energy the primary energy what carrier in cell. So you can say is the energy currency of the cell. Okay. So when ATP is hydrolyzed to ADP, that's adenosine diphosphate and an inorganic phosphate. Okay, it releases energy. Okay, that is used for various cellular processes like what muscle contraction, protein synthesis, and active transport across the cell membrane. Okay, therefore, ATP is also used for what energy transduction. So ATP is also involved in cell signaling. It acts as a substrate for kinases in phosphorylation reactions, right? Which are crucial for activating or deactivating proteins and enzymes. Thus, they control many cell signaling pathways. Okay. Then ATP is also used for what? DNA and RNA synthesis, right? So nucleotides like ATP are building blocks for what? Nucleic acid. When they say synthesis, is the process of making, okay, synthesizing, you are making something. So they are the building blocks for what? Nucleic acid, right? So ATP is used to what? Okay, ATP is used to add adenine to a growing RNA or DNA chain, all right? And this is during what? Replication and transcription respectively, all right? So that's it for what? The structural representation of what? A named nucleotide, which was what? ATP, and the functions of a nucleotide, which we also spoke about the functions of ATP. So that's it.